Imagine paying $250,000 for a ticket to space. Sounds insane, right? Well, it's happening already. Over 600 people have signed up for a journey of a lifetime. With billionaires leading the charge, the race to make space tourism a reality is heating up, and you won't believe how close we are to launching everyday people into orbit. Let's start with the early days. The dream of space travel for ordinary people has been alive since the dawn of the space race in the 1960s. Back then, space travel was reserved for few highly trained astronauts, heroes really, who risked their lives on pioneering missions to explore the final frontier. Fast forward to April 28, 2001, American businessman Dennis Tito made history as the world's first space tourist. He paid a jaw-dropping $20 million to join a Russian Soyuz mission to the International Space Station. His journey marked the beginning of a new era, an era where space was no longer the exclusive domain of government agencies, but could, in theory, be open to wealthy civilians. Tito's 8-day trip to the ISS set the stage for what would become a growing, albeit elite, sector of space travel. But it wasn't just Tito's wealth that got him into space. He trained for months alongside professional cosmonauts, learning everything from emergency protocols to how to operate spacecraft systems. This wasn't just a vacation. It was an arduous and expensive adventure, one that only a handful of people in the world could afford or be physically capable of experiencing. Still, the seeds were planted, and soon other entrepreneurs began to imagine, what if space tourism could be cheaper, safer, and, more importantly, more accessible? What if space could become the ultimate travel destination for anyone, not just the super rich? Enter the modern pioneers of space tourism, Richard Branson, Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk. These three billionaires have taken the dream of space tourism and turned it into a competitive race, pushing the boundaries of technology, economics, and even human endurance. Let's start with Richard Branson, the charismatic founder of Virgin Galactic. Branson founded the company in 2004 with the vision of creating suborbital space flights that would be affordable to the wealthy, but not entirely out of reach for the average person. Virgin Galactic's first paying space tourists boarded Galactic 2 on August 10, 2023. This flight launched from New Mexico, took 3 passengers, an 80-year-old former Olympian and a mother-daughter duo, to the edge of space, 55 miles above Earth. The flight lasted 72 minutes, offering just a few precious minutes of microgravity, but those minutes are life-changing. Passengers described seeing the Earth's curvature, a thin blue line against the vast blackness of space. Of course, that's a priceless experience. Then we have Jeff Bezos and Blue Origin. Blue Origin launched its first crewed mission in July 2021, famously taking Bezos himself to space for just over 10 minutes. Although short, those 10 minutes offered a lifetime of memories. Blue Origin focuses on suborbital flights, meaning the spacecraft reaches the edge of space but doesn't enter orbit. Bezos described his experience as the best day ever. And his space company has since committed to opening space to more people, though tickets are still rumored to cost around $28 million. And finally, there's Elon Musk's SpaceX. Musk is a visionary pushing for more than just suborbital joyrides. He wants to take people to the moon, Mars, and beyond. In September 2021, SpaceX took 4 passengers 363 miles above Earth into orbit, a distance much higher than Blue Origin or Virgin Galactic. Unlike suborbital flights, these passengers spent days circling Earth, with SpaceX aiming for week-long orbital stays in the near future. SpaceX is also the only company that has sent civilians to the International Space Station, ISS, with tickets reportedly costing $55 million each. These 3 companies, Virgin Galactic, Blue Origin, and SpaceX, are the frontrunners in a race to commercialize space travel. And while each company has different goals and approaches, they all share the same mission: to make space accessible, not just for astronauts, but for anyone with the dream and the funds to explore the stars. So how much does a ticket to space really cost? As of 2023, the price of space tourism is, without a doubt, astronomical. Virgin Galactic's suborbital flights go for around $450,000 per ticket. Meanwhile, Blue Origin's prices, though not officially disclosed, are estimated to range from $28 million to $50 million, depending on the mission. SpaceX, with its longer orbital missions, charges up to $55 million for a multi-day stay in space. These figures make space tourism one of the most exclusive experiences on the planet and off it. But why is it so expensive? It comes down to sheer complexity and cost of launching humans into space. Rockets burn an incredible amount of fuel, literally tons per second. Each launch involves thousands of engineers, safety checks, and precise calculations. The infrastructure alone, launch pads, mission control, spacesuits, costs billions to develop and maintain. That said, prices are expected to drop as technology improves, much like how air travel was once reserved for the wealthy, only to become affordable to the masses over time. Space tourism may follow a similar trajectory. In fact, experts predict that by 2030, the space tourism market could be worth $3 billion, with suborbital flights potentially costing as little as $50,000. That's still a hefty price tag, but it's far more affordable than the $20 million Dennis Tito paid for his ticket 2 decades ago. So what's next for space tourism? Are we on the verge of space hotels and vacations on the moon? Some companies think so. Orion Span, a space travel startup, announced plans to build, in 2018, a luxury space hotel called Aurora Station. The hotel, set in low Earth orbit, aims to give guests the chance to spend 12 days in space for a cool $9.5 million. Guests would float in zero gravity, gaze at the Earth from the windows, and even participate in scientific experiments. Imagine booking a vacation to a space hotel for your family someday, an actual resort in orbit with panoramic views of the cosmos. And it doesn't stop there. SpaceX has been working on a next-generation spacecraft called Starship. This rocket, still in development, is designed to carry up to 100 passengers in long-duration space flights to destinations like the Moon, Mars, and beyond. Musk's vision is to turn humanity into a multiplanetary species, and if he succeeds, space tourism won't just mean short suborbital joyrides, it could mean vacations on the Moon, or even colonies on Mars. There are also plans to make space more accessible to everyday people. While prices are sky-high today, advancements in reusable rockets like SpaceX's Falcon 9 have already started to bring costs down. Space tourism could one day become as affordable as a luxury vacation on Earth. You won't need to be a billionaire to travel to space, just a dedicated traveler with a sense of adventure. Of course, there are still many challenges to overcome before space tourism becomes mainstream. Safety is a major concern. Rocket launches are risky, and even the smallest mistake can be catastrophic. The tragedies of the Space Shuttle Challenger and Columbia are sobering reminders of the danger of space travel. Then there are the issues of sustainability. Launching rockets is incredibly taxing on the environment. Rocket engines release large amounts of CO2 and other pollutants into the atmosphere, contributing to climate change. Companies like SpaceX are working on making rockets more fuel efficient and reusable, but there's still a long way to go before space tourism is eco-friendly. Another challenge is health. Prolonged exposure to space can have serious effects on the human body. Astronauts on the ISS have experienced muscle atrophy, bone loss, and even vision problems after spending months in space. Space tourists would likely face similar challenges, especially on longer orbital missions. But with each new flight, we're learning more about how to keep passengers safe and healthy in space. And as the technology improves, so will the safety and comfort of space tourism. You might be wondering, why does space tourism matter? After all, isn't it just a luxury for the ultra-wealthy? Not exactly. While space tourism may seem frivolous, it plays a crucial role in advancing space exploration and technology. Every flight, every mission teaches us more about how to operate in space. These lessons are invaluable for future missions to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. Furthermore, space tourism has the power to inspire. For the passengers lucky enough to experience space, it's a life-changing event. They return to Earth with a new perspective on life, on humanity, and on the importance of preserving our fragile planet. As space tourism grows, so too does our collective dream of exploring the stars. It may start as a luxury for a few, but eventually it could lead to a future where space is destined for everyone. A future where the line between Earth and space is just a ticket away. The race to make space tourism a reality is on, with companies like Virgin Galactic, Blue Origin, and SpaceX pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're closer than ever to a world where ordinary people can travel to space. While there are still challenges to overcome, costs, safety, and sustainability, each new flight brings us one step closer to that dream. Space tourism is more than just a billionaire's playground. It's a stepping stone to the future where humanity expands beyond Earth, exploring new worlds, living among the stars, and preserving our planet for generations to come. So, who knows? Maybe one day you will be among the passengers gazing down at Earth from space, taking part in the greatest adventure humanity has ever known.